Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Studios, brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's Missing. Also brought to you by Illumnithical, the think tank of the future, The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, now on Amazon, and Heidi Tam Music. Check out our latest at HeidiTamMusic.com. He's back by Pop the Man, the Kansas City acclaimed singer-songwriter who was born in a condemned hospital and continues his amazing career defying conventions and stereotypes. He was on last time. We talked about Crossing Willow Creek and quite a number of hits, which has now gotten millions of streams on all major platforms. And we're going to be talking about the latest Savior drama for your mama. And why is that? We'll talk more about it. You'll find out why. Live, ladies and gentlemen, Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Kansas City, the amazing acclaimed singer-songwriter with millions of streams on all major platforms, and continues on going from Crossing Willow Creek to Savior drama for your mama. And we are doing more of that. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Bill Abernathy. Bill, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Good evening, Mike. It's good to see you again. Haven't talked in a bit, so I've been looking forward to talking with you this evening. So I've been set up here for about an hour and looking forward to it because we always have such a good conversation.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you're probably like, come on.
No. I was actually watching the football game while I was waiting, so it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, really? Okay. What's the current score of the game right now as we're speaking?
Buffalo was ahead like 24-7, I think, at halftime. So
oh my gosh,
that's
Buffalo is up. Wow. Oh
yeah, they were looking good.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think they're pretty much giving Kansas City about to be a good ride. Baltimore, we talked about, give them a good ride, and dark horses. Who knows what's going to happen? So, of course, more on the way. I'm sure they'll have more as well, maybe Super Bowl. And, of course, you can, talk more about it. And you're acclaimed singer, songwriter, and you had an interesting history. You're born in a condemned hospital. You continue your career defying conventions and stereotypes. You right now have millions of streams on all major platforms. And we talked about Crossing Willow Creek. And you also had Goodbye Will Never Come Again, Cry Wolf, Who Are You? Who Am I? And Find a Way. And of course, you're finding a way to all kinds. We'll be talking about the new release more and one of your singles. And before getting all that, Bill, very quickly, tell us how you got started.
Just like everybody else, I think, nothing too special. I was a kid, learned how to play the guitar a little bit, plunked around and played in high school, played a little bit after high school and learned how to write some songs and took a little break from music for several years while I raised my kids and did my career. And then I got back into music kind of hardcore about 10, 11 years ago. Came out with the first of my five, I think it's five now, albums.
Wow.
And it took off and did well. And we've just followed that up with roughly an album every couple of years since then. And fortunately, we've been able to find a pretty good audience and people around the world enjoy listening to what we do. So I'd say it's a pretty standard thing. I do kind of get a kick out of one of the articles that I did in one of the magazines, and the tagline for the article was Bill Abernathy hitting the charts later. So yeah.
Very appropriate. Very appropriate.
Yeah, approached it a little bit different than most folks from an age standpoint, but having a good time with it. And fortunately, a lot of people are listening to it, so that makes it fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And certainly have a lot of fun too. We last talked about Crossing Willow Creek and Goodbye Will Never Come Again, Cry Wolf, Who You Are, Who Am I, and give us an update on those.
Well, the Crossing Willow Creek album had several songs on it that did really, really well. I think it had five songs that charted, but the Goodbye Will Never Come Again song was my very first song that ever hit #1. And it was the #1 song in the country on the Roots music charts for about 7 weeks, I believe it was.
Wow.
And really, it's a really pretty song and very heart touching. But I'm really, really proud of that song. And we've been able to follow that up with the More album, the one that's out now. It's been out almost a year, a year. And we've released our fourth single with it from that album. It's called "Save Your Drama for Your Mom," and I think we're going to talk. I think we're going to talk about that one, right?
I think you know what? It sounds so intriguing. Let's talk about it right now. Save your drama for your mama. Very appropriate.
Well, the inspiration for that came from I'm retired now from my corporate gig, and so I work out every morning, and I have one of these Peloton bikes, and so I get on that, and while I'm doing that, I watch the news, right? And I have rules about watching the news that I change the channel every 15 minutes because you're really not going to get the full story from any of them, so you have to kind of play around. I do that primarily because it helps with my stats. So when I'm working out, and I'm watching the news kind of gets me irritated. My heart rate goes up and it looks like I'm really working a lot harder than I am.
Oh,
So,
that's the secret. I didn't know
yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
watch the news, get angry, and then you just switch to another channel. I like that secret.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's drama, right? That's what we tend to like, and as I watched those things, I remember I had three rules in my corporate career. I did it for 43 and a half years and worked my way up from the shop floor to the leadership team in North America in a huge global organization. And I operated on three standard rules. I went to work every day and I did my job. And I had the next thing that I wanted to do was add value to the organization. And the primary thing that I tried to do is avoid drama. In the corporate world, there's always drama. Somebody's always mad at somebody, snipping behind somebody's back, doing
Gossip,
all that.
politics,
So,
everything like that, backstab. I
ex-
know what you mean. Yeah.
exactly. So, I was thinking about that one day and I thought, well, I wonder what it would be like if our friends in Washington, if our friends in politics actually did that. If they would just go to work and do their job, add value, and save their drama for their mama. And that became a song. So, yeah,
If
that became a song.
if
Yeah.
if you talk to those ABC moderators, it'd be like, well, good luck.
Well, yeah. So everybody has their own tent. I mean, that's just what we are in the United States. We're very divided, and everybody's going to take their shots at the people they like and the people they don't. And everybody's looking for the fabulous. I actually saw this on TV not very long ago. One of these politicians, and I won't say who he was or what side he's on, but he was making some statement, and he had something to say that he thought was so important that when he said it, he actually reached his hand out and faked a mic drop. Like, there it is, folks. That's the most intelligent thing I got. Here's my mic drop moment. You know, I'm kind of one of those guys that wish they'd shut up, go do their freaking job, and maybe if they went and did that instead of worrying about getting keeping their job, which seems to be a lot of it. They're all politicking and trying to get elected for the next time. Maybe if they actually did their job instead of worry about keeping their job, they'd get something done.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
And and
Just
and,
saying.
and of course, too, is it's like you look at our current government too. Is it's like what's the retirement age? Was it 62? The maximum requirement is 70. Used to be 65, and you got guys in there about like 71, 80, 90, and they're telling us folks to retire, collect your Social Security and all that. How come they're not doing that? It's like double speak.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could see, Mike, that I've got a little gray hair, so I've been around. I'm 66, right?
Not too
And
far behind you. Hit the big 6-0.
well, there you go. Congratulations. That's a
Thank
big
you.
milestone to hit that one. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think I could do what I did when I was 35. And I'm not so sure that they can do what they're supposed to do either at that age, but it is what it is. I get a kick out of some of the silly things that they say, like, oh, well, we're going to tax the rich. Well, you're going to tax yourself,
You
right?
got it. Yeah, I was just thinking that you're going to tax your own people. It's like, come on, use doublespeak again.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you're going to tax your big donors, the people that are paying you all your money. You're actually going to tax those. So, some of the things that they say are just ridiculous. They don't make sense. There's a couple of lines in the song that talk about do the math. I'm a pretty simple guy. If you just do the math, a lot of times decisions are made for you. So I just really wish, Mike, that they would just do their job. Go sit down, turn off the microphones, turn off the cameras, go do what you're supposed to do. And please, 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 when you're on camera, don't look for the mic drop moment or the Spartacus moment. That was another great one that some guy said. What about you just tell us what's going on?
Right.
and keep your drama, go back to work, and do your job.
Mhm.
Just do your job. It's just
And,
that simple.
and most specifically, answer the question. There's been too many dodging questions, too many vagues and all that. Of course, you had one that giggle and the other screams and everything like that. I watched it for like 5 seconds and everything else. It's like my attention span when it comes to the bass has gotten shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter to points like, 1 second's like, okay, that's enough. I mean, back in the day, go back to 1960 presidential debate. I mean, you just had like a microphone, you had two chairs, you had an office table, and a cup of water, and you just smiled and respected each other. What
Yeah.
happened?
Well, we grew up evidently, or we grew back, is what I say. A lot of the things that go on today in the news and in politics were things that you and I would have got sent to the hall for in kindergarten, right? But we've evidently chosen to not do that. But since we're talking about this, I'll do a little shameless plug here for your audience. If you like this kind of talk, I don't do left or right, any of that stuff that goes on in politics. But if you like this kind of stuff, I got some songs of mine that I want you to go check out. The first one that you could go check out is called Cry Wolf. It too was an international hit back in the day. There's one that I put out during COVID that's called More Than Meets the Eye, which has some pretty poignant statements in it as well. But those were a little bit more biting. The song that we're talking about tonight, Save Your Drama for Your Mama, it's kind of fun, actually. It's kind of a fun song. I'm kind of a science fiction guy, Mike. And if you know science fiction, particularly some of the classics like 1984 and Brave New World and Fahrenheit 451 and Animal Farm, for example, if
Animal
you
Farm. I remember that very well. I think I read that. Oh, good Lord, what was it? Freshman year of high school, and I think that was followed up by the animated version of it, and I think that
yeah,
just made a lot more sense. And of course, animals are cute and they're cuddly and everything else, but of course, you look at the message, it's like it is dark, it is dreary, and kind of runs a chill up your spine too. So, what was that theme? Was it people abuse power? Power abuses people, if I'm right.
exactly. And if you listen to the lyrics of Save Your Drama for Your Mama, I allude to all of those books at some point during the course of the song. And the one of my special ones is the people that call themselves more elite. If you remember the Animal Farm story, there was the pigs and they were part of the whole animal thing, and then the more that they got indoctrinated into the human society, they became more like humans, and they called themselves elite and called themselves more elite. Everybody's equal, but we're more equal, right? And we see that. We see it all the time. I mean, in politics, it's what's good for me. It may not be good for you, but I don't care. I'm all
Right,
about me.
exactly. It used to be a long time ago. It's like, what was it?
Mhm.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. It's almost like, what happened to that?
We have a hard time figuring out which is the goose and which is the gander in our society. So anyway, that was another social statement. But yeah. So Save Your Drama for Your Mama is all about that. So if you
Mhm,
like those classic science fiction books and you listen to the lyrics of that, you'll hear a lot of references. A
mhm.
lot of references.
And certainly
So
did as well too. We'll talk about the more release featuring Hideaway, called her name and the title track and more with the amazing Bill Abernathy from Kansas City. But first, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor, the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, one target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews. An Evil Evan enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forrest Riley, and Minnows. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson, available on Amazon. Coming up, Missing 2, coming on Amazon very soon. Double the suspense, double the fun. Check it out on Amazon.com. Coming soon, Missing 2. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Elliptical, the think tank of the future that brings scientists and engineers together from all over the world, creating a method to construct a renewable generator with its unique product operating on a closed loop system, generating more energy internally than needs a function. The extra electricity can be used to run everything from homes, power grids, phones, and laptops. This power source is entirely renewable, highly scalable, and more importantly, self-regenerating. For more information, visit facebook.com/Elliptical. That's ELLUMENIPTICAL today. Also, Mike Wagner's show is brought to you by Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner, based on the life of David, including 30 exquisite paintings in King David's Psalms. The Sweet Psalmist gives us a new perspective of David through the Psalms he wrote in his time as a shepherd, where it started, and his complicated and turbulent relationship with King Saul. It's a story of love, betrayal, repentance, and more. Check out The Sweet Psalmist by Serena Wagner on Amazon. Keyword Sweet Psalmist Serena Wagner. Also brought to you by Heidi Time Music, featuring the smash hit Baby Come Back. New music coming soon. Listen for the details at HeidiTimeMusic.com. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Take us with you on any mobile device on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show. And if you want more information, email me at themikewagnershow.com. The Mike Wagner Show at gmail.com. I'll send you some links. Also, check out the Mia Molson Zia store on Amazon as well. Books, merchandise, and more. And support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here the amazing, multi-talented, acclaimed singer-songwriter from Kansas City, Bill Abernathy, here on the Mike Wagner Show from MTS Records. And we saved the drama from the Momma. Now let's hear more as well. The title track, Hideaway, and Call Their Name. Oh, you're trying to decide which one, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've never met anybody that had their own pillow. That's pretty cool. That's
Oh,
pretty cool.
really? Okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Were you falling asleep, or did I catch you watching the trying to get the Buffalo score? Was that it, or what?
No. I was just fascinated by the pillow. That's pretty fascinating. Yeah.
And by the way,
Yeah.
that is the #1 seller as well. If anybody's interested, email me, the Mike Wagner Show at gmail.com, and type in the headline, interested in pillow, and I'll get you the links on that. So it's been our #1 seller. The tote bag is #2, and everybody else is trying to fight for #3 as well. So they're sitting in a drama for Mama, that's for sure too. So if you doubt, just sleep on the pillow, will you? Just sleep on it. So
There you go. There you go. So you wanted to talk about the other songs.
correct. Yeah.
The first single that we talked about, that we released as a single, was a song called Hideaway. It has kind of an interesting story going to it. I was having a really detailed, deep discussion with a friend of mine, and we were coming out of COVID, and it was we were finding it hard to kind of integrate back into society. We'd gotten locked in and really gotten comfortable in our world, kind of staying away from people and doing all that, and
Yeah, 6 feet and all that stuff. And
oh yeah. Now
which I start choking after a while.
Exactly. Now I have a pretty cool place to live. I mean, this is where I live, and I enjoy that. And of course, I'm here with my dog Worf, and he keeps me company. But when you get back out, it's a little scary. And what's even more scary is if you're a single person like I am, to go back out and start doing the whole dating thing again. It's scary. It's a little bit intimidating. And when in our discussion we were talking about how easy it is to kind of stay in your comfort zone. You don't have to share anything with anybody. You don't have to feel threatened by anybody. You could just stay here and be comfortable. And I had to end that conversation actually to go to the studio and do some work. And on the way over there, I had to stop by the side of the road because I had a thought. And that thought ended up being the impetus for the song Hideaway, and where it says, you built yourself a wall of denial with bricks of deceit from the past, explaining the fact that your love had been lost in the blindness of your pride. and the shadows it casts. So that was that's kind of the bridge of the song. But Hideaway came out and it did really well, hit #1 on iTunes, which is a big deal for an old hippie living down here in a loft down by the river, and has a really cool video that goes along with it. So if you like to watch videos, that's of course out there on my YouTube channel and all that. Then the other song that you mentioned is the title song, the song called More. And it's kind of along those same lines. It's pretty, it's kind of a pretty slow, really melodic song, very orchestrated in the studio. But what it talks about is how sometimes in life we tend to get complacent. We
Oh,
tend to, and you could get that way professionally, and you can say, okay, well, that's good enough. Well, I don't think you're that guy, Mike, because what you told me before with 40 podcast platforms and 100 countries, and
and I'm
that's
sure one or two or three being added as we speak. And next thing you know, I have to change the number again, and the next thing you know,
yeah,
I got to change the number again, change the
yeah.
number again.
Yeah, but see, you're not complacent. You're always striving. You're always looking forward to the next opportunity, the next big thing, right? And again, as a single guy, right? It's the same thing goes to our relationships. It's pretty easy. You're dating somebody, you're getting along great, life is good. It's pretty easy to get complacent, and just say, okay, good enough is good enough.
Right.
But the song More challenges us, challenges to say, maybe good enough isn't good enough. Maybe we should always be striving to find more.
Hmm.
The tagline in the song, I can't help but wonder if there could be more. And so it's a very pretty song, and it did fantastic. Charted all over the place, #1s on multiple things, got nominated for a ton of stuff, tons and tons of video plays, and that's all cute. But at the end of the day, I think it's the message of the song, that we always have to be looking to improve, right? Whether it's in your job, in your home, in your environment, or in your relationships. I think that there's no such thing as staying even. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And so you always have to challenge yourself to always be striving for more. And
Hmm.
that's kind of the impetus behind the whole album.
And plus, they also have Call Your Name as well, too. And tell more about that. Called Her Name.
Call their name. It's a cool story, and I hope we have time, Mike, because it's
Oh,
kind of long.
absolutely.
But
I got plenty of time.
okay, well, here we go. So this is actually one of my favorite songs that I've ever written, because it's an actual true story. So I have this little dog named Worf, and when he was a baby, we used to walk up the street to the city market park. I live in the historic Kansas City market area of Kansas City, and we used to walk up to the park, and he became friends with a group of folks that hang out up there that don't currently happen to have a home,
Oh.
and they became buddies, and they looked forward to seeing him, and he looked forward to seeing them, and it was really great. And right before Christmas one year, I was walking up there, Worf and I saw something that was really different. I saw a guy dressed in a suit, very nice looking, businessman type, and he had a grocery cart. And
Oh,
in the grocery cart, he had loaded this up with a bunch of backpacks, right?
oh, wow.
And he was walking through the city market, and he was handing out these backpacks, and he was giving them to the homeless folks, and they'd open them up, and he had filled them with coats and hats, gloves, some food, that kind of thing. And they were so appreciative of getting all those things. And what was really cool, Mike, was when they would open them up, they would see that he had obviously went to like Costco or someplace, right? Because there were bundles of new warm socks, and they'd split those up. They'd say, okay, I'm going to take these back to my friends that need this. And they weren't hoarding it. They were just really sharing the wealth, which was great, right?
Hmm.
Excuse me. But as I was watching, there's one guy that hangs out there. His name is Sam, and he doesn't really integrate with the group. He kind of stays by himself, sits on a bench, stares at the ground. Now, I know Sam, and he and I've had some great conversations. Sam has an MBA in supply chain stuff. And so he and I had, that's what I did a bit, in my corporate world. So he and I have had some pretty interesting conversations, and Worf loves him. And so the man with the backpacks walks over to Sam, and he holds out the backpack, and he says, "Sam, Merry Christmas." And Sam stood up and looked him in the eye, and he said, "I think that you've just given me the best Christmas present that I've ever had." And
Wow.
the guy was kind of taken aback, and he said, "Oh, come on, Sam, you know what's in here. We do this every year. It's gloves and hats and stuff that you're going to need when the weather turns." And Sam says, "No, no, I appreciate that. But what you did for me was far, far more than that, because you see, you recognized me as a human being. You recognized me as a person. And you did that because you called me by my name."
That is a good point. I like that. I like that.
And I watched this whole interaction, and I thought, man, that is so cool, right? That is so touching and so real. So I came home and you know wrote a song called "Call Their Name," and from a business standpoint, it did great. Tons of streams and video views and all that. But it actually became kind of a thing, kind of a movement, because I started getting emails from people, right? And the impetus of the song is when you go to help someone, call them by their name. It's
Mhm.
that simple, right? A simple act like that could make so much difference, right? And I got hundreds of comments and emails and
Wow.
messages for people would go out and they'd give somebody a bottle of water, $5 or something. But when they did that, they made the point to introduce themselves and learn their name and call them by their name. And then they would tell me how special that was for them, and how appreciative the recipients of this were, because it's like you're humanizing them. You're making them a person. They're not just
Mhm.
the weird dude in the park, right? They're a guy. They're a human. And just the simple act of calling people by their name has so much power. And it was really fascinating, and all the input and all the stuff that I got back from it just really made me feel like, yeah, I did the right thing. I did the right thing, and when I wrote that song.
Mhm. You
So
certainly did the right thing as well, too. If there's other music we haven't covered, feel free to talk about as well.
not just I think right now that the thing is "Save Your Drama for Your Mama." So the chorus of this song is really pretty cool. It's "Save your drama for your mama, you all should be ashamed. Save your drama for your mama, stop shrugging off the blame. We're all so sick and tired of all your politics and games. Save your drama for your mama, you're driving me insane." Right? So that's kind of my social statement. And if you listen to the whole song and get the whole thing, but this is one of the things that I absolutely love, right? I love about this song is the bridge. So when you're listening to our politicians, like we did the other night, whatever night that was, right, listen what they really say. So delusional and crazy, claiming they can save the world by spending all your money. They filibuster, pose, and lie, proving there's no doubt that the next pandemic in the USA is their diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah, it's a fun song. It's a fun song, right? It's a fun song. So
Oh my
go out,
god.
your audience, go out and listen to it, and do yourself a favor. I got a couple of texts the other night during the debate from fans from the folks from St. Louis and a couple of people in Texas that sent me texts during the thing, and all they said was "Save your drama for your mama, save your drama for your mama." So that if they'd only figure that out and just tell us what they want to do, tell us how they want to do it, and tell us how much it's going to cost, right? Maybe you might get some people to follow you. But when you're just rattling off talking points and fake stuff and making crap up,
Or
people
giggle,
see through it.
scream,
Yeah.
finger
Oh
point,
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, yes.
People see through that, and At least I do, and please just keep that bullshit. Just tell me what you want to do. Tell me how you're going to do it. Tell me how much money you're going to spend, and then let us make a decision. That's our job to do that. We're the voters, right? So,
Exactly right. So it's like, we've gotten away from a society where it's like, the media and the machines and everything like that, think for you. They tell you how to think. A long time ago, it's just like, you watch CBS News, Walter Cronkite, ABC, Harry Reasoner, NBC, Floyd Cowper. It's like they read the news to you straight and it's up to you to decide. It's like, what happened to that?
well, that's not who we are anymore, right? So it's all about, clicks and follows. And I mean, you and I live in that world, right? We live in that world, that social media world. But excuse me, at the end of the day, this is what I would like for them to do. If you have a program or a plan, right, then tell me what you're going to do, right? Tell me how you're going to do it, and then tell me how much it's going to cost, right? So like I said, I watch this stuff all the time. It fascinates me. And I was watching we won't talk about any of the current candidates, but I was watching the State of the Union, with President Biden. And, he was making his speech. And in the last 5 minutes, roughly, of the State of the Union, he went off on this thing and said, we need to pass this and this and this and this and this. Well, that's cool. I made notes. And then I went on the government website and looked up all of those bills, did the math, and realized that in 5 minutes, he had just told us he's going to spend $10 trillion. That might have been something you brought up, you know? Yeah, we need to pass this. We need to pass that. It's only going to cost you 10 trillion. We're only 34 trillion in debt right now. So, what the hell? Let's just spend some more. We'll just crank up the old printing press and make it happen.
Hmm.
My bank account don't work that way, unfortunately, but
No, no, not anymore. Not a hill of beans either. Too. It's like you want that. It's like Jeff Bezos to chip in as well too. Well, he's like about to become the first trillionaire or something. That and oh God, who else? Oof.
yeah, but see, I don't fault those guys. I mean, they had an idea, they had a vision, and they implemented it, and they made a lot of money. And of course, they pay a lot of people, and those people pay taxes. So I don't I give them their due. They figured it
Mhm.
out. They figured out how to make a bunch of money, and more power to them. And I think that a lot of those guys do a lot of good things with their money. Some don't, right? But
Right.
it is what it is, right? But I'm a simple guy, just tell me what you want to do. Tell me how you're actually going to do it. If you're going to build, I don't whatever is it, 150,000 homes, right? How's that going to happen? I'm a project guy, right? You
Hmm.
got to have a plan, right? So if you're going to do that, how you going to do it, right? And how you going to pay for it. It's simple. I would have loved to stand up in front of the board of directors of a huge global organization and say, hey, listen, I'm going to do this and this and this, and I'll let you know how much it costs later. Just go ahead and give me a check and I'll just fill it in later. That's just bullshit. Excuse me.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's just bullshit. So, I'm just really not that guy. I'm a math guy, and I think it's great. I think that we have housing program problems here in the United States. I think that we need to do something, but we have a homeless problem in the United States, right? And we have these huge, really nice government buildings, right? That we're paying for,
Hmm.
that we lease, that we pay the rent on, right? That post COVID are about 25% occupied. That's from the government website. So maybe, just maybe, we take some of that leftover COVID money and convert those buildings that already have kitchens and bathrooms and all that stuff, convert them into some homeless shelters and get some people off the street.
Hmm.
Just a thought,
Or,
just
or
a thought.
or just like work centers, learning centers, and
Yeah.
or anything like that. It's like classrooms or a place to congregate, have a little coffee, play music and stuff like
Mhm.
that, and enjoy. I think that'd be a great idea. So we got all that, and once again, where can we find save your drama for your mom and all your works at, Bill?
Pardon me, I'm
I, I,
just,
I'm I think you're too in man my pillow, aren't you? Or is it the
yeah,
Buffalo
that
Bills game?
pillow.
Which one? Come
I,
on, tell me
I'm gonna
straight.
I'm gonna have to get one of those pillows. Just
All
saying.
right, well, you know
So yeah.
something, get yourself mesmerized. I'm gonna give you a little drill. Here we go. Save your drama for your mama. Where can we
Yeah.
find all that?
Oh, well, I'm like a bad rash, Mike. I'm just all over. So, wherever you get your music today, Spotify, Apple, all of the songs have videos that go with them, and they're all out on my YouTube channel. And so, of course, I do social media. So just look up Bill Abernathy. Always like to say that the one-stop shop, if you're wanting to find my stuff, is my website, which is just www.billabernathy.com. On there, you can see all of the music and kind of the backstories behind a lot of the songs, tons of interviews and things that I've done, and of course, links to all the social media stuff. And so, BillAbernathy.com is a great place to start. And I think that that's a shameless plug. Do yourself a favor, and if you listen to nothing else, go listen to Save Your Drama for Your Mama, because the timing for this song could not have been any better.
You
Just
got
saying.
that right. You got that right. Here's the amazing Bill Abernathy from Kansas City here on the Mike Wagner Show. Save your drama for your mama. Bill, a very, very big thank you for your time. You're always welcome on my show. Great having you on. Looking forward to again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Laugh at you back. Wish all best. And once again, what's the website again?
BillAbernathy.com. So,
We will
and if
certainly.
yeah, there's also a store on there that I figure in the next 2 or 3 weeks I'm going to have a pillow up. So I got to have a
Oh,
pillow.
bring on the competition. That's the first, you're the first guest I've had that's going to offer a competitor for the pillow. As long as it's not my pillow, like Mike Lindell's is like, we love competition. That's what America is all about. Competition. We love it.
Well, it depends on how you want to brand it, Mike. I don't know how you do yours, but if I had my own pillow, I would brand that like, if you ever wanted to sleep with me, here's your chance. Here's
There
my
you
pillow.
go. That's a great idea. And of course, a little pillow talk afterwards, too.
Exactly,
You
exactly.
got, you got. All right, Bill, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing as always. Looking forward to having soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Laugh at you back. Wish all best. And Bill, you're always welcome back on anytime, and a great future to have you.
Thank you, Mike. Always a good time. Always a good time.